right, welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies inspired it. But today on the show, it's not one of those. Instead, it's a trailers episode. We do these every month. Jason Harris from Awesome Movie Year joins me, and we take a look at a bunch of movie trailers and try to guess some puzzle pieces for some of the movies that are coming up in the following month. And it's kind of like a nice little preview of what to expect. And we'll see. Maybe we'll end up covering some of these movies here on the podcast and actually see if we were right about any of these puzzle pieces that we're guessing. But we're going to get into that here in a second. Before we get to it, I do want to remind you, as always, to make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow us on social media at PiecingPod to find out what's going on with Piecing It Together. And it is a trailers episode, so I got to get into some listener puzzle pieces. I've got some good stuff here. Let's see, what do we got? We'll kick it off with The Shrouds, the latest David Cronenberg film. We had one from Demetrius Sanders who said Memento because of Guy Pearce playing an unreliable and conspiratorial character, which is a really great one. Demetrius really came with a really interesting one there that I think fits really well with the rest of the conversation that we had on The Shrouds. Moving on to Thunderbolts, which we did a live show on. We got one from Josie DeMarco, actually two from Josie. We got Mystery Men from 1999, which was a very fun movie that I've been really wanting to revisit lately. I feel like with the last 20 years of superhero movies, I should really revisit Mystery Men one of these days. Also The Specials, which I never saw, but, similar vein there. So good stuff there from Josie. Moving on to Black Bag, the latest Steven Soderbergh film, the second Steven Soderbergh film of the year. We got from Eric Langberg, he talked about the Black Dahlia. Well, actually, we talked about the Black Dahlia, but he kind of went into further detail about the Black Dahlia and a great comment on the Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces group, which, by the way, if you're not in the Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces group, you should join up and join the conversation with us. Also, Josie DeMarco has another couple of pieces for that one. So I Married an Axe Murderer, for the husband trying to figure out if his wife is a traitor, which is such a great one. I am so mad we didn't bring that up on the episode. I love that puzzle piece. Also, Clue for the couples at a dinner table trying to figure out who's a suspect. And then also Suspicion, the Alfred Hitchcock film, which Jason Harris was the guest on the Black Bag episode. And we just recorded an Awesome Movie Year, that is Jason's podcast, Awesome Movie Year, an Awesome Movie Year episode on Suspicion. So I don't remember if Jason had seen it yet. I certainly hadn't, but we may have brought up Suspicion if we had seen it before we watched Black Bag and did that episode. So great stuff there. And then the last set of pieces, well, just one piece here, for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. David Michor had texted me and said, if you haven't recorded an episode yet, I've got to be on it, but I had already recorded it. And I was like, well, what do you have? Send me some puzzle pieces. And he was like, well, I'll just give you my best one, and that is Pulp Fiction, for when he opens the case and it's the gold hard drive glowing. And I mean, come on. He's right. That probably is the best puzzle piece that he would have brought to that episode, because that is a really good one. So I love that. And some great stuff from the audience there. As always, if you ever listen to a Piecing It Together episode and think of a puzzle piece we didn't bring up on the episode, send it in. I'll read it on the next trailers episode. Always love hearing from people. And with that said, let's get to some June 2025 trailers. Jason Harris is with us for another month of trailers. How's it going, Jason?
Ooh, it's Halloween time!
Is it?
Nope. Let's do some trailers.
Okay. Oh boy, yeah, we got a lot to look forward to this month. It's a good time for movies. I feel like the movies are finally starting to get good. That's where I'm at right now.
I know you guys always record your half-year top 10 list, which I'm never on because mine would be a top 2 list. So
yeah.
By the end of the year, I always get to 10, but we'll see. So
this is going to be the first year in history that I'm going to agree with you, because I was not doing too well until these last few weeks. So,
all right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that episode to hear what I missed. So we got to catch up on.
Yeah, well, we'll be getting to that soon, but first, let's take a look back at last month and what movies we talked about and see if we actually watched any of these, starting with Another Simple Favor, which I can say I have not gotten a chance to watch yet, but I've heard is pretty fun.
I've never watched either of them.
I like the first one. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. Like, we want Paul Feig to make something awesome again,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, also Blake Lively movies. What's like? Are they toxic now? Are they like what is it? I don't know.
Yeah. It's also strange that this one went straight to streaming when it seems like lately it's the other way around. Like streaming hits end up, they putting the movies in the theaters for the sequels or follow-ups, and now this is going the other way, which isn't something we've seen in a few years. But hey, I don't know. It seems like most people that watch it like it. So,
Well, I'm more interested in that case. I mean, however it plays out, it plays out. But it's interesting that her reputation, and she's saying she was mistreated, and is alleging all these abuses. Her reputation's taking as much a hit as his is. It feels like.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like they should make a movie of the case with them all starring as.
Oh, that's genius! Yes.
Yeah, let's watch that. Next up is The Surfer with Nick Cage, which I liked. I actually have an episode recorded, hasn't been released yet, but it was good. It's not necessarily the movie that is being advertised in the trailers, just know that going in, but it's good for the movie that it is.
Yeah, I recently listened to our Black Bag episode, and at the end, when you asked me to plug stuff, all the stuff you asked me to plug had happened like a month before.
Yeah.
So good work on your release patterns there.
Yeah, the release patterns are screwed, and it's not going to get better anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next up is Rust, speaking of things where release patterns are all over the place due to extraneous circumstances. But yeah, I did not watch this. I don't feel like anybody watched this.
I didn't watch it. But, I like a Western.
Yeah.
Like a good Western. You ever see Open Range?
I don't remember. I remember the movie. I don't remember if I saw it back when it came out.
People like that one. People say, hey, you should watch that movie.
There's actually a lot of Westerns that people like.
Yeah, like Open Range.
Let's move on to Fight or Flight because that's going nowhere. Fight or Flight was a good time. I'm actually recording an episode with your awesome movieer co-host Josh Bell, who doesn't usually like these kinds of dumb action movies, but he liked this one.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen it yet, but this is the trend right now. Subgenres and subgenres, like big action one location pieces where it's like, hey, what's the wackiest mode of transportation we could be on to fight everyone off? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and it works well.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like one I'll watch on streaming. It'd be fun.
I think you'll like it. Thanks, next up is Clown in a Cornfield, which I don't know. This had a weird release. Like, I know that it came out as like a special like drive-in thing where they were showing it at the drive-ins, and then it was supposed to come out in theaters the following week, and I don't remember it actually coming out the following week. It seems like it did that week at the drive-ins and then just kind of disappeared. Did you hear anything about it?
I know they had it at the drive-in, that's all I remember, but it feels like they missed an opportunity to set up movie screens in the middle of cornfields.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Do some real road show side attractions here on this one. Road show.
I love that idea.
Roadside,
but
road show.
Yeah,
there we go.
whatever.
Either one, but not both.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be cool, right?
Yeah, it would be cool. I would not go to it though because of the bugs, but it would be a very cool idea.
You like corn?
Corn's good.
Yeah, you can eat it on the keto.
No, I can't. But
you like what do you like? Elote? You like the elote?
Ooh, good stuff.
Oh yeah. Now we're getting somewhere.
You look like you're dressed like an elote kind of right now.
No one's ever dressed like an elote. I'm literally wearing a peach sweatshirt with the hood on.
It's coming through a little yellowish on my screen. So yeah.
Someone give me some tagine and some spices and some cotija cheese. Let's go.
Delish. I love it. Next up is Final Destination Bloodlines, which I just got to say, you were just talking about our top 10 of the year that me and Josh are going to be doing pretty soon. This is my number one right now, which is completely insane. I love this movie so much.
Now, is that speaking more to how bad movies have been or how bad your taste is usually?
Maybe to my taste. That is definitely possible. But no, this was such a fun time at the movie theater. Everyone just laughing and screaming and just a really great time. These directors, had a great idea for how to take this series that had been laying dormant for so many years and just inject a shitload of fun into it. And yeah, I had a blast with this movie. It's so much
Do
fun.
you need to watch the original 5 pack to watch this one?
No, not at all. I hadn't seen any of them in at least 10 years, if not longer. And yeah, I enjoyed it just fine. And yeah, I think you should definitely check it out when you get a
Do you
chance.
think their next thing will be remaking uh, Jeepers Creepers or Joyride?
Is Joyride a horror movie?
I feel like it was, wasn't it?
Maybe. Well, Jeepers Creepers, I think is toxic, so they probably aren't going to go with that
Really?
one. But
What happened
yeah,
to it?
I think the director, the creator, is just a bad guy. I could be completely making that up. I hope not.
You hope
But
he's not a bad guy, or you hope you're not making it up.
a little of both. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's move on to Lilo and Stitch, which at the time of this recording is about to set every record in the record book.
Is it?
So,
I don't. I
yeah.
haven't tracked anything on it.
They
So.
said it's going to beat Top Gun Maverick's Memorial Day weekend opening, which is bananas. Considering that we all thought we were done with these live action remakes
Yeah.
after Snow White bombed. Yeah, never
You
happened.
guys are ruining things.
Yeah, it's doing
Stop
so well.
ruining things.
I obviously have not seen it yet. Karate Kids Legends is not out till next week. Neither is Mountainhead. So obviously we haven't seen either of those. Bringing Her Back, I feel like everybody has seen, even though it's not out till next week. But there's like 100 like early screenings. It feels like everybody saw that movie.
Not
but
me, because I'm not a cuck in the film society here, so I don't
Fair.
get these invites. But
You could have just won a contest and gone and seen it. But
I saw Friendship.
there you go. Yeah, we didn't have that on our list because I was hoping to do a live show, but my partner theaters did not get the movie. But god damn it, did I love Friendship? It's so good.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's not your number one right now.
It's my number two. Yeah, my last two movies I watched are my number one and number two. So
So what are we
there you
doing
go.
for that episode then?
I've got a recording scheduled already for this week.
I thought we were doing a super episode.
I want to, but I just have no time. So
Idiots.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Who's on
Jason.
it?
Marco Arriaga.
Yeah, sure, he's fine.
He's cool. Cool guy. All right, let's go on to our new month of trailers. Speaking of movies that I wanted to do live shows on, but it just didn't work out timing wise. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. This is, of course, a spin-off of the John Wick universe. It takes place between John Wick 3 and 4, and Ana de Armas stars as this new character. John Wick will show up, though, for a little bit. It's directed by Len Wiseman, although there's rumors that a lot of the reshoots actually were done by Chad Stahelski himself, which would be very promising because otherwise it doesn't exactly instill a lot of excitement.
Wasn't part of the reshoots getting more John Wick presence in there too?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was part of it too. But it looks good though, and I'm very hopeful.
I'm not.
Okay.
And I like the John Wick films. I've seen the first two. I haven't seen the last two, but I will. Oh, I'll see them. All right.
You clearly love them.
No, I mean the first one's great. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
The fourth one's 3 hours. It's not really something where I'm like, I need that right now.
I wish it was longer. I wish it was
Yeah.
longer.
You've said that so many times about other things.
That's right. Yeah.
So here's the thing that really I hate in this trailer, and it's fun how we nitpick this. Is like, oh, she's her name's Ballerina. Let's play Tiny Dancer by Elton John and just go Ballerina, and then just like track it out. It's just like, ugh,
Yeah.
well, not very creative, but that's fine. All right. I mean, whatever. We see the birth of her, like how she becomes a spy in the training, and her kind of in a environment as a young child that she shouldn't be in. That's classic Salt, classic Black Widow.
Mhm.
The Ballerina thing is with the mental thing is Black Swan. And then
Mhm.
I'll go with a cool movie that I don't know if you've seen, because a lot of this seems to take place in a cabin or like somewhere out in the Arctic or something like that. Have you ever seen Polar? It's kind of like a Joe Carnahan type movie, but it's got Mads Mikkelsen and he's
Sure.
a hitman and everyone's trying to kill him. Oh, that movie's all right.
Yeah, that's been on my watch list for a long time now. I've never actually seen it, but we all love Mads Mikkelsen. And,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it at some point. Yeah, I just kicking off just how out of it my head has been lately. For both of my puzzle pieces here, so I have Red Sparrow and I have Black Widow. Those are my two pieces. I wrote the Jennifer Lawrence Russian female spy movie, the Scarlett Johansson Russian female spy movie. That's all I wrote down.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely thinking of like female badasses. I had some others on the list, but
Yeah.
but you really knocked it out of the park.
There you go. Absolutely. Let's move on to Wes Anderson's latest with the Phoenician Scheme. I think I'm saying it.
Phoenician.
Phoenician, is that it?
Yeah,
Phoenician. All
like
right.
the language.
Is Yeah, there you go. Which actually I think is in limited release May 30th, but is expanding June 6th. But another, huge Wes Anderson cast. Benicio del Toro is the lead of this one. It's about a guy who dies, I believe, and leaves his estate to his nun daughter and the kids to do like business takeovers. It's very weird and vague, and it's very difficult to tell exactly what's going on. But Michael Cera's in it, and he looks like he's a lot of
It's
fun.
about time,
And
right?
exactly. And generally speaking, it looks a lot like Asteroid City, but with like a different kind of story to it. But like it has the same vibe going anyway.
You mean the Wes Anderson vibe?
Well, a very specific kind of self-parody Wes Anderson vibe, but I digress.
Yeah. So I mean, in the beginning, he's in this kind of field, perhaps a cornfield, a wheat field, right? And
Hmm.
they're wondering if he's dead. And that brought me back to the ending of Casino. Spoiler alert, where they
Ah.
beat him to death, Spilotro and his brother. Like you said, there's a whole, we're leaving the estate to a kid and there's jockeying for position. That's Knives Out, the original right there.
Mhm.
And then the style and kind of these warehouses and the stuff they're working on brought me to The Aviator, one of my favorite Scorsese films.
Right on. I went with The Godfather as
Heard of
far as
it?
like whether or not this guy's going to get into the family business or woman in this case. House of Gucci. I put for all these just very ridiculous wealthy people who are working together or related, and just all the weird goings on between the family dynamics there. I will say, friend of the show, Joe Black, who I don't think has liked a Wes Anderson movie since The Life Aquatic, said this is his favorite movie of the year so far.
Well, anytime that bag of pudding can put something good out there is nice. But I've seen other people in your popcorn and puzzle pieces group say it's not very good. So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to see it. It's Wes Anderson,
Yeah.
and it does worry me that Joe Black likes it.
True, fair. Next up is The Ritual, also on June 6th. This was actually one of my most anticipated movies of the year, only because of the teaming of Dan Stevens and Al Pacino, two huge overactors being in an exorcism movie. It just sounded so good on paper, but this trailer is not exactly doing it for me.
We
It
gotta
seems
go in there and take the demons out.
How the hell am I going to edit that?
You
Oh
don't
my
have to.
God.
I tell you, you come out and we talk, and if you don't, so on and so forth, I'm gonna get you. All right, The Ritual. Yeah, I mean, look, they say it's the story behind The Exorcist, the true story.
That's what they always say every
Right.
time. Yeah.
So I went with another older actor, one of your favorite movies from recent years. I went with The Pope's Exorcist because
Hell yeah.
it seemed like, we wanted to get something like one of these kind of classic prestige actors doing something. And then it also Late Night with the Devil, because it seemed like maybe there was a little different take going on here on this whole thing. So that was the last one I saw like that. That was good.
There you go.
Good movie. Good see. Let's see that one. It's probably on Shudder if you want to watch it. So you should check it out. Probably one of the better movies of last year. Late Night with the Devil. I would have put that guy up for Best Actor last year, but that's it.
That was good. That was a good little vamp. Yeah, I had The Pope's Exorcist as well, or The Exorcist. Either way, it doesn't matter. The other thing I was going to put is Captain America: Civil War, which is a very stupid puzzle piece, but because the bad guy is trying to separate them and like put them against each other, so that seemed like the bad guy strategy there with that whole superhero shtick. So. Anyway, yeah, this movie, I'm still hopeful just because of the cast, but trailer's not exactly doing it for me, but we'll see.
Give it a chance and we'll take it out.
Straw is our next movie, which will be also, September 6th. It's got a lot of,
June 6th.
June 6th has got a lot of movies. That's crazy. This is on Netflix. This is Tyler Perry's latest. Taraji Henson, right?
Dude, you need to sleep, buddy.
I know.
Taraji P. Henson. Like,
yeah. Well, I said it right.
This new schedule is not benefiting
It's killing me,
you.
Jason.
Yeah.
It's killing me.
I can tell.
I said Taraji.
I mean, you said Tara. Today, Junior, the Billy Madison Jew right there. So.
Anyway, she robs a bank for her kid's medicine and everything goes wrong and there's a whole hostage situation. I'm sure you're going to bring up Dog Day.
Yeah, Attica. Yeah, but I mean, it goes so far as to have like protesters outside like rooting her on, right? And it's like that's a straight Dog Day steal. Yeah, I mean, the other ones I put John Q. Do you remember that one?
That was my other one too. Yeah.
And then woman at the end of her rope, taking things in her own hand, going a little different way, falling down. The Michael Douglas movie that we all loved back then, but couldn't be made today because we're terrible people who have done bad things to society.
We don't deserve good movies anymore. But yeah, Dog Day Afternoon and John Q are all I put down for it. But definitely, it looks solid and definitely feels a lot like those. But going on to Predator Killer of Killers, which will be on Hulu June 6th. This is an animated Predator sequel, which is from the director of Prey. And it seems to be taking this popular fan theory of like, why don't we follow up Prey with Predator and other ancient time periods and actually doing that, just doing it in animated form.
Man, when I saw the first like 10 seconds, I'm like, ugh. And then I was like, ugh. Like, I really was like, dude, this looks awesome. Like, I'm really kind of excited for this. The animation looks cool and I want to see it. I put that Lord of the Rings Battle of Rehoboth Beach or whatever it was called last year,
Sure.
So, and the other one I put was because it seems like a lot of that stuff's going on in a spaceship, and we don't know exactly what's going on there. So I went with Alien Romulus from last year, but you could have picked any alien movie pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. In place of your Lord of the Rings, I'll go with the Animatrix, but like any of these spin-offs of these like great live action things that go the other way and do an animated thing. The other thing I put is What If, the Marvel series, which I have not watched, but takes various popular fan theory matchups of, what if all these different superhero things happened outside of the regular continuum. And it seems like we're just like going anywhere and anything is possible, and like let's just see some cool stuff happen within the world of Predators. So
once they decapitated that samurai, I was like, yo, I'm in.
Yeah, that we always like decapitations for sure.
You're sick.
Next up is Deep Cover, June 12th on Prime. An improv comedy teacher played by Bryce Dallas Howard gets asked by an undercover cop played by Sean Bean to go undercover to infiltrate a gang. This looks ridiculous.
Yes, and they're going to do some work. You see, that's world. Yes, and everything. Dave.
You're right, right. Of course, yeah.
Hey, Dave, how do you know if you're having sex with an improv actor?
How?
They scream out, yes, and, yes, and, yes, and. There you
go. Good stuff.
That's all right. You know what? Do you remember the original Deep Cover, which is nothing like this? Like Denzel, 92? I was like, did they remake? Nope, they sure didn't.
Remake that with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Actually, you know what? This looks so different than anything else, and obviously I have an improv background. I'm kind of like, let's give it a shot here. It could be a thing. So, waiting for Guffman, you got to take right off the bat with that kind of ridiculousness of how theater can be. I put Argo down because you're doing a job with entertainment. And somehow Lost to Time, one of the other great improv movies, Mike Birbiglia's Don't Think Twice.
Good movie. I like that a lot. I put Tropic Thunder as far as, actors getting involved in the actual action. And then kind of along the exact same lines, the Guy Ritchie movie from a couple of years ago, Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre. I couldn't say title. It. I couldn't say it back when we did the episode on it, and I still can't say it.
Did you watch his one that just came out on Apple TV?
I did not, but it looks fun. I mean, it's probably not very good, but it looks fun, though.
What's the last good movie Guy Ritchie made?
Well, I really like The Gentleman. So
yeah, there you go. 2019?
Yeah.
It's
been a while. So
all right, good to know.
How to Train Your Dragon, another live action remake, which again is going to do huge box office.
Stupid.
They've already greenlit the sequel. And to be fair, though, this looks good if you want a live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. It looks like they're doing it right, at least, and making the best possible version of that idea.
You're not being fair. You're being ridiculous. I don't think any of this looks good. These are just it's movie karaoke, right? We're just kind of stitching together exactly what we already stitched together, but now there's a human being instead of a cartoon of a human being. Like I just hate all these, dude.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, you mentioned the Snow White one. You could do that. There's that whole element of like, hey, this creature's good, but we're going to try to kill it anyway. That brought me to like ET.
Hmm.
And then shout out to one of my favorite Instagram accounts where, because this dragon, it seems to be fierce, and then he makes friends with it. There's you would love this guy. There's a German animal chiropractor, and all he does is crack bones of animals. Bones, hands, animals with underscores. There is what it is, and it's awesome. And so bones, hands, animals, because you always think these animals are going to attack them, and then they love them. So
I'm writing down bones, hands, animals so I
yeah,
can
just
check
make
that
sure you
out.
put the thing in between. So.
Okay, very good. I put Avatar for all the dragon riding, which I think, How to Train Your Dragon, if I remember correctly, timeline wise, was probably directly inspired by Avatar itself. And then I put Aragon, but you put Game of Thrones, which is better. So same thing though. Any dragon movie. Let's move on to something that looks much, much better. The Materialists, or just Materialists, Celine Song's new film, her follow up to Past Lives. This stars Dakota Johnson as a matchmaker who's torn between her perfect match and her ex, played by Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans. The reviews on this thing are absolutely through the roof, and it looks like a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing was like, I didn't love this trailer, but I love Past Lives so much, and I'm like, dude, whatever, I don't care. I want to go see this anyway. So yeah, Materialists. I mean, the wedding planner, the Jennifer Lopez, she plans weddings, and she's the hottest woman in New York, but she can't get a date. There was a lot
Uh
of
huh.
that energy to it.
Yeah.
That TV show, The Billionaire Matchmaker, but I mean, and you know what I found amusing is like there's this kind of weird love triangle between her and Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal, and I'm like, wait a second, she past lives her own movie right there. It was like,
Right.
so. But the last one is now, she has a past with Chris Evans, and now he's a cater waiter, and that's straight party down right there, baby.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Party Down does rule. Do you remember this movie? I put Good Luck Chuck, the Dane Cook comedy.
Remember it. I think I had the same manager as the woman who got that movie produced, and she did nothing for us at all. I don't know if she was my manager. That's how little she did for me. Maybe we were just talking to her and it never happened.
Yeah.
I think that was it. We were talking to her and she was like, I got Good Luck Chuck made. And I was like, cool, get our stuff made. It never happened.
Well, she got that made. So you got that one. And I put Hitch, also the Will Smith comedy. He's a dating coach and everything's falling apart for him. I don't think things are exactly falling apart for Dakota Johnson, but still, she's not lucky. So, yeah.
Poor Dakota Johnson.
I know.
Okay. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Let's go to Echo Valley, which will be on Apple TV Plus June 13th, which stars Sydney Sweeney and Julianne Moore as mother and daughter. The daughter shows up. She's like in trouble or something, and she may be lying about whatever kind of trouble she's in, but the mother believes her no matter what.
She murdered her boyfriend, they say. There's a fight, and and they're going to hide the body and all this, but Sydney Sweeney's a drug addict, and the dad's like, she'll do anything for the drugs. That's the thing. But and it's from the creator of Mayor from Easttown,
right?
Which I loved. So I gotta say, Sydney Sweeney, Sydney swooning over her right now, Dave, because she, unlike how many times do we talk about like all these big stars who are just like coasting on crap and IP and not trying, and like whatever you think of her, she's really taking swings, and like
absolutely,
I love it. And
she's got at least two other interesting looking things coming up too. So yeah,
I'm into it, bro. The movies of, hey, we murdered someone and now we have to hide the body or move the body or put it in water, that I picked were The River's Edge, speaking of our friend Keanu from 1986, and Bully. You remember Bully? Was that one?
I don't know if I ever
was
saw
that Larry Clark, right? Where they beat the kid to death or something? That was that movie, right?
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually saw Bully. I should watch that. Yeah.
Oh, it's explicit. There are so many TV shows that have come out recently about like, well, so and so did a murder, but we have to help them cover it up, even though we're the good guys. So I went with the one with all the pill addictions, American Rust, which was pretty good that first season.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do think this movie looks really good, but it also kind of looks like a miniseries. But whenever those miniseries come out, I'm always like, I wish this would just be a movie, and here we go. This one's just a movie. So
Man, it worked out for you.
it really worked
And
out. Here, I'm gonna
now that
watch
you
it.
saw it as a movie, what were you like?
I was like, this could have been a miniseries.
Damn
And,
it, Dave!
yeah.
You're hurting
Yeah.
us.
I'm gonna watch this for sure. You put The River's Edge. I put Mystic River. I think fits in there well. And then I put We Need to Talk About Kevin, which may be very off base, but just a parent not wanting to believe the truth that their kid could possibly be a problem. I thought of that one as well for that kind of dynamic. So yeah, this looks good. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Next up is Elio, the latest from Pixar, which will be in theaters June 20th. I feel like this is their first original in a few years, if I'm not mistaken.
Turning Red, was that the last one? Or
Yeah, I guess Turning Red, and that was 2021. So
no, Luca, right? The one during the pandemic, or well, I don't know. Maybe one was one.
Those were like
other.
back to back, I think, actually. So
yeah, who knows? I'm rooting for this to be great. Didn't love the preview, but here I am complaining about all the IP remakes. So I'm rooting for this one.
Yeah,
it's about a kid who doesn't fit in, so he goes to live in outer space.
yeah.
Right, with aliens.
That's what you should do, Jason. You should go live in outer space.
Maybe I'd fit in better there.
With your peach hoodie.
Yeah, I like this little salty Dave. This lack of sleep Dave's got a little bite to him. I am enjoying it. So, at the beginning, he's lying down, and he's like, and the kids are all like, "Hey, what are you doing, lying down in the middle of a field?" He's like, "I'm just waiting for aliens to abduct me." And it reminded me of Peanuts. Speaking of Halloween, right, where they're like, "Hey, let's go trick or treating," and Linus is like, "I'm going to wait in this pumpkin patch for the great pumpkin to show up."
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's little sister Sally. She was an asshole. She was
sure
needy.
was.
Yeah,
that was like the
needy.
big takeaway from our One Peanuts episode, right? That you like really hated all the other characters.
They're shrill.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Yeah, idiots. Yeah. So I mean, then what do you want to do? Person who goes to outer space and who wants to live there and has a craving for it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Guardians of the Galaxy. They have a calling to outer space. And the bad guy, who I think is voiced by Brad Garrett, when his little alien son starts laughing, he goes, "What's that annoying, terrible noise?" It sounded like something Oscar the Grouch would say.
Nice. I love it.
You're kind of Oscar the Grouchish today.
Yeah.
Not just because you look like you slept in a trash can last night.
Okay. I've got a reverse ET here happening. So we got that. And then I also have Galaxy Quest as far as the aliens, misunderstanding who this kid is and thinking that he actually is this big deal on Earth. And that's kind of a bit within Galaxy Quest, which is a very fun movie. And whatever happened to that sequel that Paul Scheer was supposed to be writing or directing or something?
I don't know.
That would have been fun. But anyway.
That would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
I like fun.
Are you mocking me, Jason?
If they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do today?" I'm like, "Let's go have some fun. Let's do something fun.
Let's watch Galaxy Quest 2. That would be fun.
Let's write it and then just make it on our own because Scheer couldn't get it done."
Everything's going to be great.
Oh, there's also a movie titled that.
That's right. June 20th. This will be in theaters. Bryan Cranston and Allison Janney star. Also Simon Rex, Chris Cooper, Jack Champion. A couple gets to run a small regional theater and moves their family out in the middle of nowhere to do it. I feel like we just saw a trailer for something like this last year. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, but I'm enjoying that there are 2 theater movies. Yes, I do know what you're talking about. It was the one where they go up to North Dakota to start a theater company or whatever.
Something like that.
Let me look it up. Movie about North Dakota theater company. Tank House from 2022. Tank House. Remember that part of the movie?
No.
Tank House.
But yes, that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, we have 2 theater movies in the same month. How about that? Theater is back in film form, apparently. I mean, so they moved to New Jersey and deal with all the assholes there. I've been there before.
Mm,
So that brought me to Welcome to the Dollhouse.
hmm.
You mentioned Asteroid City earlier because it's like part. I put it here because of like it's part real life and part what's going on stage and backstage. So we like movies like that. And then the producers because they need to make money to make this theater work.
Very good, very good. I put Waiting for Guffman, which you brought up earlier in the episode, and I put We Bought a Zoo as far as people upending their family life to go do this weird
What
thing.
about Little
So
Miss Sunshine, where they upend their lives to go to a beauty pageant for a
let's do
kid?
it. Let's do it. It fits on the
Yeah.
list. Let's go to Bride Hard, June 20th. This is two of the stars from Pitch Perfect doing a reunion, and Jason is excited as hell for this movie.
It looks bad. Yeah, they're on a bachelorette party and a wedding, and Rebel Wilson is a spy because we don't get enough of these spies who are leading normal
Hmm.
lives, and their close
Yeah,
ones find out they're spies. I will say it was nice to see Anna Camp, and she looks like she's killing it in this movie. So
right
that
on.
was fun. But this movie looks terrible, Dave.
Yes.
Uh, the good Rebel Wilson movie about a bachelor party was Bachelorette. Did you ever see that one with her and Kirsten Dunst?
I feel like I did. Yeah, it's been since the theater, but yeah, it was fun.
And then pick your normal people, and their family finds out that they're spies. I went with the Sleepover with Malin Ackerman, the
Okay.
Sleepover.
Yeah.
And lastly, all this crap takes place at a wedding. The Outlaws. Remember that one? Adam Devine is getting married, but his
Oh, I didn't
in-laws are
see
like,
that.
"Hey, we're spies,
Ah,
so we gotta do some other things besides this wedding."
a novel concept. That is for sure. Uh, to show you how checked out I am, I put Die Hard and Bridesmaids.
You
So,
suck. Why are you even on this if you're gonna treat it like
Jason,
that?
you can solo the July
I
trailers
might. I
episode if you
might.
want.
I feel like I did it already for the June. So
Yeah, I mean this movie. I mean, come on. What else is it? Like it's you came up with a few things there, but that's what it is. So
yeah, I came up with a few things. You didn't.
yeah. How about Date Night? Throw that on there. That's another one.
Finally, you did something.
There
You
you
know what I
go.
watched that I told you I was shocked at how good it was? The Minecraft movie.
Yeah, I kind of need to watch it now. I gotta watch it.
I thought you've seen it.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Oh, you're
I
wild, bro.
it was a combination of thinking the trailer looked terrible, like we both said, and all the bad reviews, and I was just like, I have all this other stuff to do. I'm just not gonna bother. And then I feel like I missed out. I really feel like I missed out. I probably would have loved it with a big dumb crowd. I would have had such a blast.
I mean,
But
I didn't do that, but I
yeah,
did
I know you
enjoy
watched
it.
it at home, but
Yeah.
anyway, F1 is our last main one for the list this month, June 27th. It is Joseph Kosinski's follow up to Top Gun Maverick. Stars Brad Pitt, Carrie Condon, Javier Bardem. It looks like a pretty straightforward racing drama, but I mean, it's going to be good, of course.
Is it?
I think so. I think it's
All
going to be
right.
good.
You
Yeah.
tell me it's going to be good. I guess I got to go with that.
Yeah.
Just glad I don't have
The
any
only
of my own
thing, the only
opinions.
thing, the only thing holding me back from saying it's going to be good and not saying it's going to be great is that I don't particularly care for racing dramas. So like that, I'm like a little worried. Like it might not get me particularly, but I think it's going to be a good movie.
How many racing dramas have you watched that you've made this opinion?
The two that are my puzzle pieces, at least. So yeah.
Go ahead, give them.
All right, Days of Thunder and Gran Turismo.
Okay, I had Days of Thunder on there. I put Talladega Nights on there, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
how about Challengers? Because we got a little rivalry situation between the two athletes, and one's all broken down and one's all coming up.
Fair enough. I like them all. I wonder if at any point they were considering just making a Days of Thunder legacy sequel, considering coming off of Top Gun Maverick. They must have.
You're a Days of Thunder legacy sequel.
Thank you, Jason. We will be doing a live show on the 25th anniversary of Dogma at Downtown Cinemas on June 7th. They're doing a whole rollout for this big anniversary, partially, I believe, because of the fact that this movie was very difficult to distribute for many, many years because of Harvey Weinstein, and the rights were all tied up. And so they're just making a big blowout of this. And so this is going to be really fun to do this live show. Jason is going to be on it. But along with that one, I will. I should say I haven't 100% confirmed, but almost definitely going to be doing 28 Years Later up at Maya Cinemas and then Megan 2.0 at Downtown Cinemas. So, oh, come on. It's going to be amazing.
I mean, it'll be
Cannot
fun,
wait.
but I'm way
Yeah.
more excited for 28 Years Later. So.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. So those are the other big movies that we're excited about this month. But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of our list. Jason, is there a movie you want to recommend?
Yeah, we just covered Suspicion, the Alfred Hitchcock Cary Grant movie on Awesome Movie Year, and it gave me a chance to rewatch some of the other ones. I don't think we talk in the pantheon of Hitchcock, in the more general version of it, not in the like kind of deep cutting version. We don't talk about how good Notorious is. Notorious, Hitchcock, Grant, Bergman. That movie's amazing. I recommend that film.
All right. I have never seen Notorious, and I
Idiot!
should see it. I should see Notorious. So
do it right now.
I gotta leave and go drive out to the mountains
for what?
Photo shoot with Gina. So
are you guys gonna make a human sacrifice out there?
Maybe after the photo shoot, we'll see.
Maybe you should do it before to bring your photo shoot more luck.
That sounds fun too. Jason, what do you got going on? Tell us where they can find you.
I got nothing. My career's dead.
Dead in the water.
I got June 12th at Metro Pizza. Eat This Comedy. $60. We can't. I mean, that's all you can eat. Pizza, all you can eat salad. Got drinks, dessert, and comedy for $60. That's a freaking deal, guys. Come out to that. I'm also hosting trivia at Metro Pizza on Wednesdays. And I host a Jive Turkey on Tuesdays. So really, it's gone way downhill these last 2 months.
Well, we'll see. Maybe things will be looking up for both of us next month. How about that, Jason?
It depends on these sacrifices you make on the mountain, I guess.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about some of the films coming out in June 2025. Thanks to Jason Harris for joining me on that one, and thank you to all of you for listening. If you're enjoying piecing it together, make sure you are subscribed. We've got a lot of episodes on the way, and by the way, you can get those episodes early if you sign up for our Patreon, the Produced by David Rosen Patreon, where I post bonus and advanced content from Piecing It Together, Awesome Movie Year, that's Jason's podcast, and from my music career. Lots of great stuff over there. It's patreon.com/bydavidrosen. You're supporting the show just by listening, but if you want to support the show a little bit extra, you can also sign up for that Patreon and get access to all that great stuff. So again, it's patreon.com/bydavidrosen. And yeah, I guess that does it for today. You know about all the places to follow and subscribe and to find me. You can also check the show notes. If I sound a little out of it lately, I'm out of it lately, but you know why. So we'll get through it, and we will have a lot more piecing it together on the way. We've already got, I think, 4 episodes at the time of this that are recorded and waiting to get released. Plenty of piecing it together on the way. We got the live show on Dogma coming up, and I'll be confirming those other live shows very soon. But with that said, let's close this out with a piece of music, and I'm going to go with, from my recent, well, it was January, but my recently-ish released David Rosen album, Missing Pieces. This is Eye of the Storm. Yeah, let's go with that. And we will be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.
First, let's take a quick look back.
That's good. Good words.
Yeah,
Is this your first time podcasting?
I'm already off to a good start here, definitely.